Okay, YouTube, a little off the beaten path video here showing the vehicle that the engine I've been putting together is going to be going into my cheap $1,200 Porsche Boxster in all its glory and all its filthiness, but there's no real point in cleaning it up right now. One of the problems I have is I would like to well, I need to put a new rear window in this because obvious reasons. This one's no longer viable. And I'd like to do that while I'm working on the engine so that when and if the engine ever gets done and the car becomes a runner again, I won't have to fool with waiting 3 weeks to have the top repaired. So I'm going to have a new plastic window stitched into it because I think that'll be the most economical way. And at this point right now, not knowing how the car is going to run, I don't want to dump $500-600 into a new top, only to find out that I've got bigger issues. So we're going to come around here. Have to have a way to open the top. Obviously, no engine wiring harness in there, no PCM. Not that any of that goes through there, but no battery. No power to anything. So I was faced with the problem of how to get this top into service position so that I could remove the linkages. And what I found was the procedure for a bad relay is also a good procedure for getting the top to open. Now, again, this is a beat up car. There's a lot of interior stuff that needs done, but my latch has been released for these purposes. You'd want that open. And then what you want to do is you want to go under the dash next to the fuse box. Let me get some light under there. And you will see this relay mounted just like that up above where these wire harnesses are plugged into. And what you're going to want to do to open this is you want to jumper a couple of these pins. You'll need two fused, I have circuit breakers on mine, but two fused jumper wires. It's a 30 amp circuit, so I used a 25 and a 30 amp breaker. One of those is just for ground. It wouldn't really draw anything to pop a breaker anyway, but just to be safe. And since I had them already made up, I just used a 25 and a 30 amp breaker as my jumpers. And then what you're going to want to do is the forward part of the relay, which is the 26, 27, 29 terminals. You want to jumper pin number 27 with 22 and pin number 25 with 23. So basically, the middle pins all the way around, top to bottom and side to side, jumper them. And I'm going to shut this off and show you what that looks like here once I get them connected. Okay, we're back. I got the wires plugged in to their respective pins. You see I've got the white wire going to the top middle pin, the black wire going to the bottom middle pin. Those two are jumpered. And then the left middle with the right side middle, both blue wires, those are also jumpered. So what we do then is we come up out of the vehicle, go around to the battery compartment. Now, again, if you were doing this because your relay was bad, you would want to, as soon as you hook the second wire up, you would want to watch the top and pull the jumper as soon as the top got to the closed or open, desired open position, because there are no micro switches in play anymore. None of that will work. You have to manually stop it yourself. Otherwise, you will overextend things and you will probably put things in a bind that you don't want in a bind. So for my purposes, I can just pull the battery terminal as I'm watching, Again, my goal is just to get this open and into service position so that I can remove the top and take it to a local upholsterer to have a new, probably one of those cheap eBay windows sewn into it. I've got another Boxster that has a glass window in it. I like the looks of the glass window, but when you go to do anything in the engine compartment, because it restricts your movement into the engine compartment, it is a real pain in the rear. So I'm just gonna go back with the plastic on this one, because I figure after putting the bigger engine in it, I may have to make some tweaks to it, and I may be in that engine compartment quite a bit. So here we go. All I'm gonna simply do is clamp the positive terminal here to the positive terminal on the battery. And if you guys all think that I'm putting it on the wrong terminal, it's just a lawnmower battery and the positive is on the wrong side. So here we go. Hook that up, you can hear it start to run. Clamshell comes up, top starts coming up. It's a little bit open, and that's probably service position right there. So now we have access to all of our bolts, cables, everything. Looks like somebody's already been down in here and popped some cables out for me, but that's okay. We'll get it all handled and get this top up out of here and get it fixed. And I'll do a video maybe when I'm actually pulling the top off. I just wanted to stop over and see if this would work. And much to my surprise, it worked very easily. That's probably one of the easiest things I've done. Of course, having the seat out does help immensely for access underneath that dash. So there you go. I'm going to do a second part to this video, all in one video, of how to close it. I've actually already done that video because I wasn't sure it was going to open as easily as it did. And when it did, I decided to go back and do a video and started with the closing and then film the opening. And then I'll go back and switch it around and edit. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you're interested in seeing the progress of this car, I should have more videos coming out on a regular basis now that summer is over. And it was my winter project last year and did not have time to spend with it in the summer. Please subscribe and hit the bell. I don't get anything for doing these videos, but if I can help somebody out in doing it, and you know, somebody has a question that I can help answer by putting these up there, I don't mind putting in a little bit of time and putting them up on YouTube. But thanks for watching. Have a good day. Okay, a real quick video on how to close. First of all, it's made easier by the fact there's no seat in here. We've got the top up in service position. There's no battery in this car. In fact, there's no engine in this car. And I'd like to have the top repaired while working on the engine. And to do so, I needed to get it into service position to disconnect the linkages. So I got it into service position. It worked just fine, so I thought I'd make a video showing how to open and close in an emergency. And what you want to do is you want to come under here next to your fuse box. Up above, you'll see this relay where those wires are plugged into those two little white relay sockets. Okay, and to close the top, you want to have, and I've got fuse jumpers. They're actually circuit breakers I use, so I don't have to waste fuses. You want to jump terminals 25 and 22 and terminal 27 with 23. Now they're all numbered on the back here. See if I can show you. See the numbers 23, 27. They're all the middle terminals on the front side of the relay. I don't know what all the other terminals are for. Not needed for my purposes here. So got 27 jumped with 23. So that terminal there with the top terminal, and then 22 and 25 are jumped. there. So that's all set up. Now, if you do have a battery in yours, be ready to unplug the wire because none of the stop micro switches will work. So what you want to do is be able to pull those jumpers quickly when the top is closed. I'm just using a little lawn and garden battery I had laid around the shop and little jumper cables to connect. And I'll try to pull back and show you the top closing and disconnect at the same time. Oops, hang on, jumper jumped off. Okay, there's that. The clamshell's going down. And we're good. A little slow on that removal, but good nonetheless. So I'll splice this video into the second half, and I'm going to do a video on how to open the top when you don't have battery power or the ability to, or if you have a bad relay, this would also work. So hang tight and we'll start at the beginning.